The way that we found Dave was our life insurance gentleman. They were boyfriends from way back. Like they went to school together. I don't know how far back they went, but he told me about Dave, and we were wanting to sell his mother's house, and you know what? Well, we had no idea. We've never done this before, and we heard about him, and we met him. We're like, he's fantastic. I'm like, this is our guy. This
Great
is our
insurance guy too.
Great insurance guy too.
I don't think there's anything that we felt we wouldn't change anything of the experience.
Never.
Because everything actually did flow perfectly. There wasn't really a single hitch in it, and we were moving out of a house that people had lived in for 30 years. So there's a lot of attachments and stuff. And when it came time to sell the house, he came in, he told us what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be wasting our time on.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't know.
So his direction in just how to present our house and stage it was perfect. It was invaluable. There was another agent that tried to romance us after we had met Dave, and this was a gentleman that was in the area and of where we were selling, and had done quite a few of the sales. And after we met Dave, and we entertained meeting the other agent, and after meeting the other agent, we called Dave and we were like, we're so sorry, but we just saw another agent, and he was just literally shoulders and above this other agent, and this other agent was a very well established agent.
He'd been selling everything in our area, and he tried to sort of swoon us a little bit, and it was bad news. It felt uncomfortable. It felt sneaky.
It felt pushed as well, and that was one of the biggies for us.
When we called Dave and told him, because I felt like
you felt like we cheated.
We were cheating on Dave. Because Dave had been so great to us. And I was like, Dave, okay, we had this person in, and we talked to him about his ideas. And in fact, he was listing the property more than Dave was. And so then that made us feel like, okay, well, can we get more for the house, or can we get more for the property? But in fact, Dave sold the house for more than what this fellow was saying. And the longest closing for with no restrictions at all.
Yeah, basically.
Like the way that he handled it, he was a rainmaker.
Dave's strategy was well executed. The whole strategy.
The whole thing.
He told us what he was going to do for us when he came in, and everything was executed perfectly.
And then some.
And I think if we had gone another route, it might not have sold, or it would have been up on the market a heck of a lot longer than it actually was.
Well, as soon as we met that man, we knew we didn't want him. I felt like it would be a snake in your bed, kind of a thing. And like, I want Dave in our life because he's gonna do an amazing job. He's been there for us. He's kind. I'm like, this guy may be promising the world, which he was, and I'm like, I don't feel right about this. I'm like, Dave.
Dave was. Yeah, like I said, his strategy was realistic, and every step along the way of it was well done. It made us feel confident. Working with him really made us feel confident that number one, we chose the right person, and also the fact that we felt like we were in great hands. So we could actually relax. It's a very stressful experience, and we could actually relax because we knew that Dave had everything under control. So it was a very relaxing experience, actually, which is kind of paradox. So
they absolutely made a difference. The videos were gorgeous. The website was incredible. And friends and family actually commented on how amazing the place looked. It drew attention to our place, and I hope this is cool to say, but you know what? There was a place on our street that was on the market for several months and didn't even have anybody coming to see it. But when Dave came,
It was instant.
it was instant.
The package that markets the house is so well-rounded between from the video, the pictures, to the website. It's almost like a multi-point attack. The way the approach.
We were proud of it. It looked
that really went
gorgeous.
nowhere, didn't it?
You know, it did. It looked absolutely stunning, and I've never seen anything like it. For all of our friends who've sold and bought homes, I've never seen a package with the video, the pictures, the response actually.
The response
to it.
was the day of the open houses. The response was immediate. The results of the way he packages a house. The result is a lot of interest, almost overwhelming interest, which for a seller is, I think, you know, it's a very stressful thing. You don't want to be the only. You don't want to have like the open house with no one there.
There was people there before we were even ready for them.
Yes.
They were lining up the door before we were even ready. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're already here. I couldn't believe it.
Our house was on the market for about 72 hours till we had the deal that we took. In the market that we were selling in, we were prepared for 2 to 3 weeks, and we were blown away that within such a short amount of time, the amount of results that the amount of offers, and also like just the results.
He created the offers. He really did. I mean, the thing. Can I share what he did in terms of our open house? Is he had one open house, and people came in, and there was some offers presented, and there was he called and contacted. He decided to call and contact every one of the people who were interested in buying the house at all, and created a bidding war amongst them. It was fantastic, and that's the only way that we actually got more than asking price, because he actually created it, and he did that, and
by following up. Oh, if basically to anyone that does need require his skill set,
absolutely
should just, you know,
call this man,
and
he'll just look after you. He'll look after you.
Yeah, he'll
be your friend. He'll be your partner in everything that is looking after this business. My first word would be lovable, friendly, trustworthy. Confidence is coming to mind, but that I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but just friendship. Friendship. He was dependable, resourceful, reliable, held our hand.
A lot of fun to work with too.
Oh my goodness.
And always available, which it's a big deal to us because we had a lot of questions.
Yes, we did. He answered all of our questions. He was, he was really kind, and I feel like I've got a new friend out of meeting him. You know, I want him to be a part of our life for a long time because he's really fantastic. Oh, are you kidding me? We have recommended him to everyone we know. People who aren't even selling homes. We're like, are you guys considering selling your home? Would you know anyone selling your home? I'm like, I've got the guy. He held our hand. He walked us through it. We had no idea what to do, and he was.
And we were comfortable. By the end of it, we were really comfortable.
Oh yeah. I will remember the fact that he was so kind and warm to us, and we had no idea what we were doing. And he really, really looked after us. Really, that's my biggie. That's my biggie. The marketing experience and the website and everything that he did made a huge difference. It looked gorgeous. It was, people enjoyed it. Our friends and family looked at it and said, wow, that's your place. We can't even believe it. It looks fantastic. The photographer who came in made it look gorgeous. And yeah, it was absolutely, I think, quintessential. It sold in 48 hours in a soft market. He sold for more than asking in 48 hours with no conditions.
Silver House.